Hello, Victor here is StoryMercedes.com. Now, today I'm going to make this video about the harness, which is the engine harness body mounted. That's the one that I made a video about laying on the floor, how large it was. Now I have this is my experiments car and stuff like that. So, but it's a 92 600 SEL, so the harness essentially is the same because this one came from the 93, I believe. So it's basically the same one, US version without the adjustment resistor. So, and we're just gonna take a look at it. Now this car, again, this is like a it's not a driver, this is just more, it runs drives and everything, but this is more for like some testing and stuff like that. And what I wanted to make the video about is just I laid down the harness that is repaired over the engine bay just to make sure that we have the branches, the split points, more or less in the same locations as it was done at the factory, because this was all in pieces, it was all loose, and all these wires were loose. So we don't want to have a situation where some wires or plugs do not make to the location they have to make. At least the branch points, because if you, let's say I make this wire come out here, then it's going to be wrong, because as you can see, this is the factory branch point. This is where it branches out into two. One goes one way, the other goes the other way. So I wanted to do the same thing with this harness. So, and actually I bolted pretty much nicely the end points here and here, branch point here, and this is the connection. Where's the factory one? Here's the factory one, as we can see, very close. Now this point here, there's silicone here. I siliconed the wires right under this tape here, because this goes into the computer box. It's supposed to go through this big rubber grommet. Hopefully it's still preserved, but I'm not going to take out the computer box here just to look for the for that grommet, but nonetheless it's there. Now, well, maybe I should put a little bit more tape on these. These wires go inside the cabin, so they go through the firewall inside the cabin, as I showed before. These are for the oxygen sensors and something else here and what have you. Maybe I'll just put a layer of new tape over so they don't look like that. But again, okay, so this is the, whatchamacallit, these are the computer plugs, you know, two plugs that sit in here. This is the part of the base module, and one pin from carb, diagnostic pin. Okay, carb push button, diagnostic carb pin 33, diagnostic push button. This one goes to this. We don't care for this, to be honest. This is the diagnostic, but that's not, I don't never use it. Okay, now the old school diagnostic connector, I don't care for this one. You can cut it off. Nobody uses this anyway. It was just there, it was there, whatever. I didn't even like do anything with this because there's no point. Now let's see. This is the original one here, and that connects like something like that. Okay, so this is gonna make it fine. Now we have the branch point here, and the harness goes into this tray, lays in this tray right there. We have a little leeway here, so it can be moved around a little bit. That's fine. Now we have ignition coil, which is like something like that, actually. Right over the original coil. Same for this. That goes into the ignition coil. Now we have the main harness connection here. That's going to go down. That's this one right here. Okay, that's fine. What else we have in this vicinity? We have the ground one. We have ground number 2. That goes there, so that's fine. And this harness, this is branches off over here, and then it goes into this tray. Now we have the reference camshaft number 1. Now the mass airflow sensor was slightly longer, so I just put a couple of, you know, spaces like here with a couple of tape spots, so just to keep it inside the tray versus being coiled up over here. Then obviously goes there and goes here. Then we have our switchover valve, smog switchover valve, and left EGR. That's these two valves right here, so these are gonna make it fine. These are pretty much factory. I didn't do anything with them. This is the left purge valve that goes down there. That should make it as well, because this is laying over, but it's gonna go like under all these wires here and here and here and here and here, and then it will make it right there. So perfectly fine. That's a proper length on this one. I don't want no surprises, you know. Now we have these are the wires, these are the ones. Okay, so the factory ones, as you can see, some tape is not even over, is not covering them completely, but mine covers them all. They go down under, except for this one. This one goes to the intake air temperature sensor. These are for the ignition coil. They slide down under. The ignition coil sits around there, and the smog pump clutch. The clutch, let's see, I forgot the clutch is supposed to be close to the windshield washer tank somewhere. Or maybe it's a windshield washer tank. No, I doubt it's a windshield washer tank. It's a clutch wire. It's got to be the clutch. I checked each and every wire. That's got to be the clutch. The clutch wire is supposed to sit somewhere in this bundle down under there. Yeah, somewhere over there, but I don't see it. On this car, the clutch is disconnected. I don't like the air pump to run when you start the engine. So, but whatever, it's there. Okay, so that's in terms of this side. Move along to the other side. So, like I said, these wires will remain in this channel, in this holder. They go around. Obviously, this is the end of them. And we have the first organizer here. This is the plug for the HVAC outside temperature, just like factory there. That's the factory one, and this is the HVAC. So it just goes here and then comes back out, no problems. This is the harness. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Now here the bend point is right. Oh, this was eyeball pretty much excellent. And then we got ignition coil connection, yes. The ground is right here, yes. E.g. the evap, the purge right here, nice. There's a diagnostic plug to go here, also right above the original diagnostic plug. The upshift delay solenoid, which is this piece right here, I also would disconnect it on this car because I don't want it to keep the transmission in second gear. But whatever, that's my thing. If your car will not give you the check engine, you can do it. You got the receiver dryer pressure switch for the AC, and of course the others, they keep going down that way. That would be these wires, and same thing, you got the ignition coil here, you got the grounds, and further down it goes. Steering box connector, AC compressor, a new plug here, the temperature sensor. Now with this, that's gonna be like what? They're gonna end up being there, most likely, yes. Oh yeah, it'll go up. Okay, fine. So this is the temperature sensor. It does go down. This one is loose actually. So, but anyway, this wire goes down, and that's where this one gonna come back up, and then the rest of the wires will continue going to the fans and down here like that, something like this. And this is the secondary fan around here, right? You got resistors up front. This is one fan here. So yeah, more or less we're okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh yeah, when it branches over toward the cabin here, these wires go inside the fuse box in here. These are untouched, so they're fine. The mass airflow sensor wires here, they go around in the secondary tray here. They end up coming out here, and here we got the mass airflow connection right here. Not mass airflow, I'm sorry, this is the ignition coil, ignition module. The mass airflow sensor connection right here. It's a little longer, and this could be pushed back in because I have some zip ties, so you have a little leeway. And switch over valve for the EGR right there. So here we're okay. So yeah, this is fine. This harness is going to lay down in the vehicle back in okay. It's going to have no problems. Everything looks to be the right length, so it shouldn't be any issues Well, I guess that will do it. Now this harness has to be put back into a box and mailed out for reinstallation. Yeah, these are my wires here I made. I had to do quite a few because there was some other wires damaged in the harness. They were just cracked and split. Some of these, like, they were done, whatever. I had to do a little extra work here just to make this harness to be right. That's why ideally I want this harness not to leave the vehicle. Ideally I want it to remain in the vehicle, so, but I can do the same job without removal. I can just fix the affected wires without taking all this harness out of the vehicle, because it's a lot of work. It's a difficult job. There's many hours to spend on removing, reinstalling. Plus, you see, I put all these marks on these just so it's easier to know where all these plugs go and reach. And I mean, it's more or less self-explanatory if you do it once or twice, but you know, but again, attachment points, small little things like these, you know, where exactly it's supposed to lay, right on top or under and stuff like that. That what is, I do not like to do. I mean, I want to remember, especially after some time when the harness was off the vehicle. Okay, but so far so good. This is the finished product basically. And oh yeah, last thing I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'll take my cloth tape here. I'm gonna put like some tape over these wires. You see the mooring, the paint here. See, it's like, yeah, this car needs to be buffed out. But anyway, a little bit here and that's it. So basically this is it. This is Victor, RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.